Hey there, this is Paul Sading. If you're hearing this, you're a fan of Subject Found, Who Killed Julie, Diary of a Madman, or horrible writing. I'm releasing a supercut of my patron-only audio drama called You as part of my fundraising effort. If you want a third season of Subject Found, if you want the next installment in Who Killed Julie, I'm looking for patrons to support me. Each month, you get all kinds of new fiction, including this show, starting at $1 a month. These efforts are going back into creating audio dramas. Without your support, those can't happen. So, this is coming across in 2 installments because it is a supercut. Enjoy the first 6 episodes in this first half, and be sure to download the next installment so that you can be caught up to where all my patrons are now. It'll help you make a decision if you want to join. Again, this isn't the only exclusive content they get. They get all kinds of stories whenever I write them, whenever I create them, and all sorts of exclusives like Crown of Thieves, my new epic medieval fantasy audio drama, which will be a patron-only show. Head over to patreon.com/Paul Sading and become a patron today. Help me get working on Subject Found, Who Killed Julie, and anything else I want to create in the future. Enjoy. What time is it? Oh, God. Damn it. That late? Hey. Didn't see you there. What's up? What happened? You want to know what happened? Yeah. I imagine you do. Guess I should start somewhere, right? Not sure where. Where the fuck do I start with something like what you did? Yeah, you. Don't look around. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Who the hell else would I be talking to? I'm talking to you. Hello? You-hoo. Jesus. You're something else, you know that? I get that you might not want to remember everything, but seriously, come on. Pretending like you don't know anything? That's ridiculous. What? Why are you looking around like that? You seriously don't remember? Fine. I guess we're doing this the hard way. Jesus. Have I told you how annoying it's going to be to do it this way? I guess I don't have an option, though, do I? Kind of put me in a corner here. Fine. Okay. Where to start? You really don't remember? Okay. I don't get it, but whatever. All right, it was last week. We watched that show. You were You were complaining about it the entire time. How are you not remembering this? Anyway, we were watching it. You were complaining about this or that. I don't remember, and... What? Yeah, I was ignoring you. Sorry, but when you get on these types of roles, you're pretty difficult to tolerate. I know, I'm not much better myself. What are you gonna do? You know? What are you? I don't know. Why don't you tell me? What are you? Episode 2 of You. Is that who you think you are? Really? I don't know. I guess I'm just surprised to hear you say that. What? You're surprised that I'm surprised. Duh, don't be. There's a lot about you I don't understand. There's a lot about you a lot of people don't understand, I imagine. With what you've shown them. But for you to say that you're a dreamer, that you're the ghost of my dead partner. It's not the half of it, is it? Remember the baker story? Yeah. How do you think your arms got so big? You sure as hell haven't seen a gym in a long time. Right? When was the last time you took care of yourself? You don't want to get into it, do you? Not surprised. But that's not funny. Talking about my partner? You know that's off limits. It's not funny. You should know better. I get it. It's a metaphor. Yeah. You're not as clever as you think you are. Hate to disappoint you, but it's the truth. If you're looking for an ego stroke, you're not going to get it from me. You can go back to them. Ask them for the platitudes that'll serve you. You're not getting it here. But don't you think that's a little bit of a cop-out? Responding like that? That you're a dreamer, using metaphors and forgetting part of your past? I mean, think about it. How much could you get away with in life? How many things could you do and avoid the consequences for when you think like that? You could do anything. Anything you wanted. And never be responsible for it. Don't you think that's kind of shitty? I do. This all goes back to that night. You know that, right? Yeah. This entire thing we're doing, this entire conversation, it's all about you. You and that night. Yes, other people were involved. I'm not saying they weren't. But all of this has to do with you. This is your story, not mine. Don't you think it's worth exploring? Who knows where this will take you? Who knows where this will take us? I sure as hell don't. But if you're up for it, I guess we could do this together. I mean, if you want to try, I guess I can too. So where do we start? With you being a dreamer. All right. Let's start there then. What do we do next? Yeah. I imagine we could start talking about that night. We could talk about what happened later, after everything. Or we could talk about what led up to it. But that's really up to you, isn't it? I mean, I can't take you there without knowing where you want to go. So why don't you tell me? Which would you rather talk about? What happened after everything? Or what happened before it all started? Who knows? Maybe we can change your story. You, episode 3. Before. You want to talk about your life before everything? All right. Okay. That's fine. I don't mind. I guess it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, where else would we start if not for the beginning? What? No. It's not that. You just had me thinking. About what? Huh? You don't know about before. You don't know about after. You don't remember anything. Don't you think there's a certain beauty in that? No, really. Think about it. Your life is a blank slate. You can be anything you want to be. Your story could be anything you wanted it to be. Yeah, I guess I do. I guess I sort of envy you. Who wouldn't? Think anyone would. So you want to start at what came before. I get it. I understand it. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it either. I just don't know if I'm the person who can help you with that. Yes. Of course. I'm going to try. I just can't make any promises. As long as you understand that, I think we're okay. I just worry you'll get frustrated. Why? I mean, to be honest, mostly because you're an enigma. Yes. All of us have skeletons in our closets. I'm not saying we don't. I do. I know that. Yours are just... Yours are just different. Yes, it's worth working through. So, before. Let's talk about before. You sure you want to do this? All right. Okay. Let's start then. You weren't always the most driven person in the world. I'm not saying you're lazy. I'm just saying you could be, well, easily distracted. Yes, I know we all can be. You are Different. Yeah. I guess it's always been your mantra, hasn't it? You've always celebrated those who are different. I guess that's where we should start. There. In your past, before. You're a champion of that for a lot of people. I want you to know that. There are a lot of ugly people in the world. But you were never one of them. Never. I think that's an important thing to talk about. About your past. How wonderful you've always been. People need to recognize that and realize that about you. You are beautiful. Now isn't the time to talk about that. You're right. Now's the time to talk about before. But I need you to understand that who you were before is exactly what led up to what happened. If it wasn't for you being you, none of this would have ever happened. None of it would have happened to you. A lot of people didn't understand you, including your family. Can I tell you something? I need you to not worry about them. Yeah, they're important to your story. I'm not saying they aren't, but they're no more important than anyone else. No less important than anyone else. Except you. That's really where it starts, isn't it? That's where all of our stories start. With our parents. Think about them. Can you see them? Think about your father. Do you remember his laugh? The way it bothered you when you were in one of those moods? You used to get so annoyed. I know. I wish you could remember everything too. You will. In time. What about your mother? Do you remember anything about her? Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. I agree. Let's do that. Let's start with them. What's the one thing about your mother that you remember? Episode 4 of You, of Childhood Dreams. Here. What is it? You don't recognize it. I'm not surprised. Anyway, that's your handwriting. I wish you recognized it. Frankly, trouble that you don't know that. I mean, it's okay. We'll get through this together, right? What? You want me to read it for you? Why? Never mind. I know why. And I'm sorry. Okay. Give it back. You wrote, I would say what I remember most about my mother is when I was younger, her taking me and only me to the movies, even though I have 3 older sisters. I think she knew I liked me and her having alone time. Our time. We still do that a lot to this day. Yeah, you wrote that. Well, you wrote this before the incident. Listen, I know it's going to be strange. Kind of like a out-of-body experience. I get that. Well, I like that you have that memory of her. A nice one, at least. Not everyone does. Not everyone remembers. A lot of people hold on to regrets, things they did to hurt another person. Funny, isn't it? How no one seems bothered by that stuff when the other person's still here, still with them. But once that person's gone, people seem to change the way they think about themselves and their actions. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess we all do it. We're all guilty. Still, worth talking about, isn't it? I mean, isn't that the beauty of what you're going through? Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You're being given a chance to start over. And I think you're starting over the right way. We're sitting here having this conversation. You're trying to find it, trying to find your way again. You're not quitting. No. I didn't always have that letter, and I don't ask you about her as an excuse to pull that out. Well, maybe a little. But, in my defense, it's better that we start with her. I mean, if you really want to do this, I wouldn't start this conversation with your father. Why? That's a question I don't have an answer to. Not now. Another time? Okay. For now, let's just focus on her. Because I think it's the right way for you to start again. For you to pick up the pieces. You had everything shattered. Everything broken and taken away. You deserve this chance. The opportunity. To start fresh, to start anew. You feel that way. You feel like I'm manipulating you. I'm not. No. I guess you're right. You wouldn't know if I was. Not necessarily. But I'm not. I swear. I know they're only words, and words are only worth the weight of the person behind them. I promise. I don't have an ulterior motive, no reason for doing this in this particular order than my own concern for you, seriously, and my knowledge, of what happened. If it were me, I'd want it this way too. I'd want a fresh start. If I could repackage my life, start it over, if someone gave me a choice, which way I could go, which way I could do it, a healthy path or a self-loathing path, the choice? Choice is simple. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for what I think you can become. What I think you want to become. What is that? What do you want to become now that you have this chance? No? Let me ask you. When you were younger, you had a dream. It was an awesome dream. Now, not in the literal sense. You had a goal that you were going to achieve when you were an adult. Your mother always talked about it to mine. Remember? No, it's okay. Take your time. When you're ready, give me your best guess. What was it that you wanted to do? What was your childhood dream? Episode 5 of You. Getting Out. So you do remember. Good. I couldn't be sure that you would. Because I figured that wasn't a life you could delete. Because that was a lifetime ago. And those things aren't always easy to recall. None of this is. Especially someone who's been through what you've been through. I totally get why you'd recall that, though. It was always special to you. Always. Yeah. You used to talk about it all the time. You were going to be a park ranger. You were going to explore the natural world and find all sorts of new species that humankind hadn't discovered. Remember how you were convinced you were going to go find and save the dodo? You were going to save everything. Every animal imaginable. Ever. No matter where we went in life, no matter what you did and all the things that you'd been through, you never lost sight of that. Even when we finished grade school, through high school, you always had that focus. It was absolutely amazing. It's also probably why a lot of that shit happened. Don't you think? You're not sure. Why not? Yeah, well, that's what he would say. Your father was always like that. He didn't like dealing with life, did he? Would much rather live in a fantasy he constructed for himself. You do know that wasn't true. None of it. Right? That's why I asked to start with your mother. That's why I asked for you to start with something you remember about her. It was very important. But it doesn't change anything about this. Not in my opinion. Everything leads to where you are. Isn't that a fact of life? We don't get where we are without having been where we were. Now, I'm not saying that your childhood dream is why you don't remember almost all of your life. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm just saying the way you focused on it, the way you chase a dream and never let go of that part of your personality. It's such an addicting personality trait. Yeah, of course. We all have addictive personalities. It's all relative. I agree. Completely. The fact is, though, some people can manage their addictive traits better than others. No, not blaming you. I wouldn't do that. I'm your friend, remember? That's why I believe this is the right thing to do. By leaving these things for you to read. Doing this review. Why? Because I want you to get healthier. Be honest? I want my friend back. And I don't think you can get back unless we fully explore this. So I guess we should probably start doing that, shouldn't we? Start exploring some of this stuff. I know it's a lot to ask. I know it's not something you're looking forward to or even something you want to do. So, this is what I want to do. I need you to get out of the house. I need you to go out into your world. Why? Because I think once you get out there, you'll start to remember. Episode 6 of You. Where are you? It's a beautiful picture, I'll admit that much. It's easy enough to say. As beautiful as it is haunting. The open sky, a purple antecedent of the night to come. The way the spotlight illuminates the tower, allowing for just enough detail to characterize its eerie beauty, even as the world begins to sleep. The haunting glow of the few rooms in the church that contain life that is no longer still. of life that, I don't know, might be nearing stillness once more. How you must have looked upon that every night. What kind of things were you thinking about when you stared out of your bedroom window at it? Did it inspire you or frighten you? I wonder. I can only imagine. And I'd love to know the answer, to hear it from your own lips. But you're not back yet. So my question will go unanswered, for now, at least. Where are you? And when are you coming back? Part of me wonders if this has been a journey or an inquisition. I thought we started with good intentions. Didn't you? Did we go off course somewhere? Did we lose our way? I know it's been a while since we talked. You went quiet and I gave you the time you needed. I guess that's what I get for thinking, huh? I should have known better. I should have known not to make assumptions when it comes to you. There's so much I think I know about you, and yet so much I still need to learn. You're an enigma. Mysterious. The last time we talked, we still hadn't gotten far into your story. And I feel bad about that. I feel like I let you down. Or could have. I don't know which, do I? Maybe, or not. Maybe you're off on your own journey. Not needing me anymore. Is that what it is? It's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, what's this all for if it isn't to help you remember? To help you heal? After all, that's what we set out to do, wasn't it? And maybe that's where you are. Maybe you have everything you ever needed from me. I'm happy for you if that's the case, but I'm not going to say I don't miss you. Ridiculous, isn't it? It's only been a few weeks. Maybe a month. You know I'm not the best with time. Either way, it's the truth. Take it for what it's worth. Things just aren't the same when you're not here. I was used to having you around. Helping you. What does that make me? God, that's as pathetic as it is creepy. But I do want to know if you're okay, and I wouldn't mind knowing where you are. I'm not going to lie. So, if you hear this, can you send me a message? I'd really like to hear from you. I really would. You know, just to make sure you're okay. Send me something, please. Just a little note. Nothing big, nothing significant. A quick note to let me know where you are and if you're okay. Now, if you're a fan of this show, you may be a fan of my other shows, but I want you to know, in case you weren't aware already, that in March of 2019, I released that I was stepping away from audio drama, at least for this year, maybe permanently, I don't know. Creating audio drama for free, like Subject Found, Who Killed Julie, Diary of a Madman, is incredibly expensive and has been funded by me and my patrons. And I can't do that anymore. But I'm going to continue in audio drama. I will keep doing you. And Starting this spring and summer, I'm really going to get into a medieval fantasy called Crown of Thieves. If you're interested in getting more audio drama from me, head over to patreon.com/Paul Sating, Sating. Become a patron today. $1 and above gets Crown of Thieves, $3 and above gets you. If you want more information about my books and my podcasts, be sure to go over to paulsating.com. Thank you for listening.